We're here at the Las Vegas Convention Center to attend the World of Concrete. This is a show that's been going on since 1975, and it's dedicated to the commercial concrete and masonry construction industries. You know, concrete is the world's most popular building material. It is more popular than steel, wood, plastics, and aluminum combined. So let's take a look at the world of concrete. When kids play with cars and trucks, one of the most popular items they have is their concrete mixer truck. Well, here's a real live one, and it's a beauty, and it's going to be auctioned off later in this show. We're in the Smooth On booth, and I noticed this bench, which looks quite a bit like a log. It's actually a concrete bench. The folks at Smooth On make the materials that allow a company to actually coat with rubber a real log and make a mold, and then put concrete in the mold and make the bench like this. And it really does look real, although it will last way longer than a wood bench would last. And we have a rear end right on that bench right now. And here's a table using the same process. It's quite lovely and unique, meaning one of a kind. Wow, look at this. Very interesting. Did you know concrete can be used for railing? This is rebar and fiber reinforced concrete rails, Superior Concrete Products. This is a Sioux steam flow steam generator, and guess what? It's been sold. These very interesting, I don't know, wheels, paddles, mixers. This is a concrete mixer by Advanced Concrete Technologies. We're inside the North Hall, but Stevens, who makes concrete plants in Tompkinsville, Kentucky, has some mighty big machinery here. The media even comes to the world of concrete. The men are discussing a stone wall, which is really a concrete wall. Veracrete is the booth. Cement comes in any color, a rainbow. This colorful exhibit is Changyu Scaffold, with lots of balloons and lots of scaffold. Another new product for this reporter, Miller by Honeywell, a Miller Mighty Light leading edge self-retracting lifeline to protect a worker if a fall occurs that involves going over an edge. The Mighty Light features a shock absorber integrated into the lifeline, lowering fall arrest forces. I'll be darned. Look at this beautiful engine. This is part of the John Deere booth. I'm told it's the largest engine John Deere makes, 400 to 600 horsepower. And I said, well, how much does it cost? And I was told to see my John Deere distributor. This vehicle is in the Timco booth, and it didn't look like the other vehicles at this show, so I asked, what is it? It is a street sweeper. Not only that, Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson all have street sweepers like this, and we're talking price tags of $190,000, give or take, depending on what else is on these vehicles. But this is what they are. Street sweepers, and they will also clean up construction sites. I love the name, the Dust Destroyer, and I'm looking at the video, and it looks as if the machine is spewing dust. And you can see this like smoke Well, that's not smoke, that's water to keep the dust down. I'm in the Husqvarna booth and I had to ask, what is this? I was told it was the bottom of this device, and I said, what does it do? And it grinds and polishes concrete. Think harder is a good slogan, but in this case it means think harder concrete. This is the Portland Cement Association.
We have the John Deere Operator Challenge and the
Shirts as advertising. Why come to a convention in Las Vegas? Because on a beautiful day, you can just lay out on the grass, eat lunch, or take a nap. Yes, World of Concrete is an international show. Look at the various languages that say welcome. And look at the flags. Ultra Floor Polished Concrete System is actually the folks who make the color on the concrete. And I'm told once the color is on and it is polished, it will be there. This is actually gorgeous. What the gentleman is doing over there is actually painting the cracks, the lines that you see in the artwork. So I suppose you could have any kind of art that you want on your floor. I think I understand this. This is called Pervious concrete. And it says on the sign, innovative chemical admixture system helps facilitate production and placement of pervious concrete, an economical and environmental solution for storm water management. So I think if you had this kind of a patio cover and it rained, the water would go through it. I think that's what that means. On the left is quartz and on the right is what is called flake. And it says SRS flooring systems are unique 1-hour cure flooring solutions. Available in a dynamic range of colors and textures, SRS systems require no waxing or stripping, flexible resins available for exterior applications. I was wondering what was going on here. This is the Coaster, K-O-S-T-E-R, waterproofing system. And this young man said what he's doing is showing how to stop a leak with a Coaster product, and hopefully he gets there fairly quickly.
You want to get it nice and tight?
Okay, he wants it in there. Go ahead, I'm ready. There's a little leak, yeah. Oh, that's a powder, huh? That mixes with the water, or?
Right, it reacts with the water.
Reacts with the water?
If you try and mix this stuff, it won't react too quickly.
Okay, so, okay.
See it starting to react there. Maybe let it sit for maybe 5 or 10 more minutes. We'll be able to grind it level.
I'll be darned. Okay. That's a very effective demonstration. Thanks. Thank you. A beautiful concrete fountain. By Laticrete, L-A-T-I-C-R-E-T-E. We're in the NLB booth, and I was interested in this demonstration here because it shows a concrete block with rebar inside. And I was asking questions, and the aggregate, those big stones, are there. And then I was told that the NLB company makes the machine that removes concrete, and this is actually an example of water used to remove concrete. I'll be darned. I learned something new every day. Citadel polyurea coatings would be like this. And this is something you roll on over concrete. And I said, well, if you had a patio with cracked concrete, would you put this on it? Yes, he said, you can. It's quite attractive. I love this ancient concrete. This unique sample is likely the oldest concrete in the world, recovered from an excavation in northern Israel called Yiftahel and dated up to approximately 7,000 BC. The lime concrete was made by calcining local limestone to make lime, which was mixed with water, sand, and coarse aggregate to construct floor slabs for several rectangular buildings. It's almost a miracle. The balloon is staying up in the air. A young convention goer having a good time. On a hot construction site, a power breezer might be the answer. It is a huge mister. Can lower the temperature 27 degrees, and we have a model on top of it. Oh my goodness, here it comes toward me. We're at the Heritage Glass booth, and I was looking at these samples. This one is glass in an epoxy flooring, but underneath is glass in a cement countertop, but it is about, what did you say, 80% glass?
85% glass.
85% glass, because I was asking, does the glass come up? He said, absolutely not. The whole countertop is mostly glass. Very beautiful. More concrete that looks like brick or stone. This is HXF Saw Company, and this is one enormous saw. Looking for a trench drain? This is Polycast trench drains. This is the Consolidec booth, and I wanted to look at all the colors that can be applied to concrete, and I asked, will the color stay? Yes, I'm told, if it is maintained properly. Where can you buy the, the colors that go on top? At Walmart and Sam's Club. And look at the variety. The girls attract attention, as do, I think it's free food and drinks in the back. This is Mapai Concrete Restoration Systems.
If I were to polish the sides and the top, it actually starts to look a lot like engineered stone. All right? It just kind of loses some of its aesthetic that I'm actually working and trying to get. We leaving a few pinholes in the sides. I don't even, when I'm doing projects myself, I don't even patch pinholes on the sides of my countertops, only on the top, because I think they add character and they look nice. They help identify it as concrete. I tell a story in my training of I had done a coffee table for, this was years ago, for this advertising agency. I was so proud of this piece because it did not have a single pinhole, not a single imperfection. It was flawless. I mean, absolutely flawless piece of concrete. I delivered the table to the client, I've installed it in their reception area, and it's beautiful, and I'm standing there with my chest all puffed out, and the receptionist comes in and she's like, wow, what is that? I'm like, it's concrete. She's like, that's awesome, it looks just like Corian. And I was like, I stood there and looked at it, and she was right. It was so free of any variation. It looked like every other piece of manufactured plastic goo out there. So it was just one of those early lessons of trying to overwork the material. The more you work it, the less of its inherent character or soul you're left with. All right?
We're in the outdoor portion of the world of concrete.
is the brickworm artesian water-based stain. It's going to go around, all around the stencil.
The artist even has his arms decorated.
Finishing and antiquing on the slab to give it a more realistic look.
Lots of folks in the audience.
If anybody like more information?
More demonstrations of polishing. Prosoko. Look at the colors in here. Really lovely and shiny floors. This is attractive. Full of lots of different colors. This is Ameripolish polishable overlayment system. That's nice. If you don't want to walk from the north to the south, you get the Concrete Express. It's a beautiful day in Las Vegas, and the World of Concrete outdoor exhibits are very intriguing just because it's such a beautiful day. So here we are looking at what I think is called the Trowel contest. And we're polishing and repolishing concrete here. There's a lady getting instructions here. Not sure how long we can stay because I'm on my way to pick up my ride, but this gentleman looks like he's having a very good time. There she goes. Can't exactly do wheelies, but you can do figure eights, donuts, etc. As we leave the show, we see we're tearing up concrete and tearing up some more to be recycled, I'm sure. Farewell, World of Concrete. I love this show.